Hello YouTube land, it's Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter. Yeah, it's been a couple of days since I posted anything, but that was actually for the giveaway, so I haven't actually shown you much in the last little while what I've done. So I figured I'd do that. It's been all shawls, well pretty much shawls. The first shawl that I finished, is the one that I winged, that I started at the cottage. As you can see, I think it turned out really nice. I love the colors, and all I basically did was added the bubbles at the bottom. It's nice, it's a good size. I think I actually might keep this one for myself. I really like this one. And this one is made with King Cole Sprite, and the colorway is Sardinia. So, did that. Finished that. And then I made another shawl, and this one is called the Lunar Crossings, and it's a free shawl by Crochet Kim, and I believe her name's Kim Guzman, and this is it. It's a free shawl on Ravelry, and I used Loops and Threads, Joy DK, and the colorway is Wildberry. And I used 2 balls of the Wildberry. I personally don't think that this is a DK, to be honest with you. It didn't seem that thin. It was like a, I don't know, it was a little thicker. So this is very warm actually, which I thought it would be lighter, but it's not. So, but I like the way the colors turned out. I'm not that crazy about the harsh breaks in the color, but it is what it is. So anyway, that came out okay. The pattern is quite nice. The only thing, and it's easy to follow, the only thing is so when you go, there's like chains to kind of make, I don't know, attach the 2 groups together. I think the chains might be too long. So if I make this again, I'm just gonna cut the chains by 1. So to make it a little, I don't know. I just think that it's hard to show, but I think that the chains kind of pucker out. But then again, maybe blocking will take care of that. I don't know. I wasn't planning on blocking this. I like it. It's soft. It's a good yarn. So I made that. And then the other thing that I made is another one of my own creations. And it was the cowl that I was blocking. Sorry, I forgot to weave in one end. So basically it was a rectangle, and then I seamed it. So the way, so this is, I think it looks good. Now the yarn that I use is Red Heart Boutique Unforgettable, and the colorway is Tidal. Like tidal, like tides. Anyway, what I did was I did double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. But then on the second round, I made sure that all the double crochets were one on top of the other one. So you get this little square lattice work. And that's why I wanted to block it, because it was kind of like scrunched up. So I blocked it, and it spread itself open like that. So you can see the actual texture. And then what I did was I just added a little shell motif along both sides. So both sides are nice and even. And then to seam it, let me see if I can find the seam. Okay, you can barely tell the seam. What I decided to do was I did single crochet seaming, but I added 2 chains in between each single crochet. So I went in and did a single crochet, chain 2, went into the next one, single crochet, chain 2, and so on and so forth. So you can actually see the seam more on the inside, but it's not quite as noticeable. And on this side, it's not noticeable at all. On the right side, it's not noticeable at all. So I like this. This turned out really good. And the yarn is, it's not the softest thing that I felt, but it drapes well and it's fairly soft. Yeah, so what is this? This is, I don't even know what it's made out of. Let's see. It's 100% acrylic, but it has that little bit of, dare I say, alpaca-ish. It's got a little bit of a, it's got a little bit of a halo. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a little bit of a halo. And it's alpaca-ish in feel, in the sense that it's not the softest thing. And you know how alpaca sometimes is a little prickly, maybe? Maybe that's the word. But nothing that you can't put around your face. So that's all I've done. I have been testing a pattern. And I was supposed to make one of this item. And I went a little hog wild. I've made 6 and probably more. That's how great the pattern that I'm testing is. But I'll talk about that when the pattern gets released. I don't want to, you know, talk about it before the designer releases it. Great pattern though. We'll talk about that in a week or two. The last thing I want to talk about is I've been binge watching YouTube, my goodness, since I came back from the cottage. But one of the things that I've been watching is this repurposing collaboration that Terry at Yarn Joy Podcast started. She asked a few YouTubers to make a video about repurposing things for craft storage. And I've enjoyed it thoroughly. I loved every one of those vloggers or every one of those YouTubers, and the ideas are really great. Keep up the good work, ladies. But I wanted to share two repurposing things that I've come across recently, but they're not storage related. They're just repurposing in general. So I was at the cottage trying to make socks, and I forgot my stitch markers at home. So socks, you need, the pattern that I was following, you needed two different colored stitch markers to mark both sides of the foot. And I didn't have any, so I was using different colored yarn, which is okay, but I hate just, you know, having to pull out the yarn and then reattach it. I thought it was just a bit of a pain. Anyway, I wear bobby pins in my hair all the time, trying to control all the flyaway hair. And one fell in my lap, and I'm looking at it going, So the one that I use is, I get it at the dollar store, and it's got the little plastic tips, and that is what I suggest because then it won't snag your yarn. But let me show you. This is one of the best things, and I always use it all the time. So all you do is you take your bobby pin and you just open it slightly so that it's easier to move in. And then you take and stitch, oops, if my fingers will cooperate, move it in. And then when you need to move it. Look how quickly that goes. And no snagging, nothing. I love this. I use this all the time. And you get these, I got these 24 for $1 at the dollar store. So, and they're all come in different colors. So I think it's a great idea. Pat, 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 pat. And the other repurposed item that I'm going to show you is, so as you know, I've been making lots of shawls, and I wanted to attach, and they're donated to the cancer ward. So I wanted to find shawl pins that weren't going to break my bank. I wanted to send a shawl pin with every shawl that I donated. And they're not easy to find, and the ones that they are out there are pretty expensive, and I wouldn't be able to afford to donate a shawl and a shawl pin until I found this. So I was at Michael's the other day, and this was on the clearance rack, and it's a hair accessory, and it was 2 pieces, and I think this cost me like $2, so $1 a piece. Basically, I think we all remember, do you know the hair accessories where you have like that, and then there's a little bar on the other end, and it just clips in? Now, This one happens to be a circle, but I'm sure there's, like, I'm going to start hunting at the dollar store. I'm sure there's this type of clip, but in different designs, you know. So anyway, I'm going to show you how it works. Basically, we'll just use this shawl. Basically, you take it and you clip that in, clip. There you go. I think that works wonderfully. And you can put them anywhere. Like they work really well. Yeah. So I'm gonna look for these hair accessories. Maybe I'm sure there's ones for little girls, like with bows or hearts or something like that. So I'm gonna be on the hunt for this type of hair accessory. Anyway, that's all I have. Those are my 2 little tips that I've come across recently. And I know it's gonna sound stupid, but I call these mind-blowing tips. Every time I find something that I'm enamored with, I call it mind-blowing. Anyway, that's all I have. It was just a small little check-in, show you what I've been up to. And I'll do another one in a few days, show you what I've been up to up until then. I gotta go now. My girlfriend's coming over and she's bringing dinner. So it's gonna be a great night. Thank you very much. And hopefully everybody's enjoying their weekend. And we'll talk soon.